congrats to Brady for being last week's highest scorer. And Andy is once again this week's shotgun loser.
Hello, League. It's Andy, owner, GM, coach. Come on, man. Once again, my team was trash. Scored the least amount of points in the league, which means I'm going to have to shotgun a beer. I'm going to have a long talk with the boys. Maybe they can change the season around, but right now it's not looking so great. So, 4-game losing streak. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Jesus. Classic spillage.
Go throw up.
Always spilling on myself. My picks for the matches of the week. Me versus Ethan. My team sucks, so I'm gonna take Ethan. Brett versus Brett. I'm gonna give the victory to Brett. Aldi versus Sam. Pick Aldi to win that. And then Nikki versus Brandon. Nikki's team seems to score unstoppably in the league, so I'm picking Nikki. And then, last but not least, Jake versus Sprague. I'm going to take Jake this week. I hope my prediction of my match is wrong, and my team proves me wrong. But let's have another great week.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to this special edition of Matchup of the Week, featuring, for the first time, the commish, the 2016 champion, the Brad News Bears.
Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. I'm hyped. Thanks for having me. It feels weird being on this side of the screen, even though it's the same exact laptop I use when I'm hosting. But yeah, it feels great to be here. Who am I going up against, Nick?
Glad to have you. But for the first time this year, we are going to welcome the Fortnite legend, the 2020 champion, a first-time champion. The team that ruined last weekend for me. Why'd you have to do it? Jack's American Pub.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, especially coming off that huge win, getting your message on Monday. It just would have felt a little bit different, but that was obviously a tough matchup. It was a very entertaining watch, and I had to sweat it out the entire time thinking there's no chance that Devontae spares me on Monday Night Football. And I literally thought on that last one, he's just going to reach over, get the plane, and it's going to be over, or he's going to touch the ball one more time. But It literally played out so perfect. But I digress.
Yeah,
I was wondering, though, does everyone know the meaning of my team name? Or should I just leave it as if you know, you know?
I don't. Is that is that Family Guy? Is that the Family Guy pub?
The Jack's American Pub is a pub in Milwaukee, and over the off season when the Aaron Rodgers drama was going on and they finally moved him, Jack's American Pub came out with a promo where they're going to host every Jets game when there's not a Packer game going on at the same time. And if you open a tab before the game and stay the entire time, and the Jets lose, they'll pay your drink tab.
Wow.
And I thought it was a genius marketing move on their part. And the Jets are probably going to lose a lot of those games. So it might not pan out financially, but hey,
I mean, maybe they made that plan when Rodgers was still in place.
Yeah.
Bold move.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit different, but just it was fun to see the whole Aaron Rodgers drama, and I was kind of playing into it because I was looking forward to seeing the Jets fall on their face with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, but of course, we'll never know. So
we'll never know.
Welcome back, Brad.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
So Brady mentioned his perspective of that game, like, you know, Devontae Adams needing to just get 7.5 points and not getting it. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock and I'm like, all right, I feel like this isn't going to work out, but I'm just going to bed and I'm not sweating it out all night. I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, fuck it. I'm checking my phone. Did I win? I see I lose by like half a goddamn point. And I swear, I was up for like an hour just fuming at like 2 a.m., just like laying in bed. Like, how the fuck is that sorry for the language. How is that my luck in this league again? So I figured since Brady shared his perspective, I'd share mine. It's just a classic Monday Night Football for me. Anyways, welcome, boys. I'd like to ask, how are you both doing tonight?
Doing great.
Doing good?
All right. Doing all right.
Cool. All
I
right.
would love it. Yeah, I would be doing a lot better if the Broncos offense was doing a lot better, but
Nah.
Broncos country.
Broncos country.
You know the rest. All right. Well, we're going to jump right in, do some of our classic interview questions here. First off, I'm going to start with Brady here. What were your initial thoughts on your team, and how do you feel like that's changed throughout the year so far?
My initial thoughts on my team was that I had just a fuck ton of good players and almost like too many where I didn't know who to start or what to do with them. And now I feel like I got a core group that I can win with. And if I can find running back production, then I'll be good. But obviously, Ramondre and the New England Patriots offense falling off a cliff has been really tough to watch. So we'll see.
Yeah. Try in person. Brad, how about you? What were your initial thoughts on your team, and how has that changed?
Yeah, my initial thoughts, I left the draft with a little salty feeling just because in round 2, I completely overlooked both Barkley and Jacobs for my second overall pick. I think that's just in-person drafts will do that versus if you're on the computer, you would see both of those guys at the very top of the list. I would have snagged one of them. I know Barkley's been hurt most of the year and Jacobs had a slow start, but my RBs aren't looking too hot. So I don't know. I feel like that would have been nice, in retrospect. But overall, I was feeling pretty good. Also, passing on those 2 running backs led me into my 3rd round pick, which was Gibbs, who I was high on, but he's been pretty horrible so far. Shout out to Dan Campbell for just not utilizing their best offensive weapon, in my opinion. Anyways.
What happened to me with Swift last year.
Yeah.
So I feel your pain.
Exactly. It just, it doesn't really make sense for me, but they are winning. So like, you can't really knock the guy head coach wise. But yeah, no, overall, I did feel solid about my team, but I was very kind of hung up on that 2nd, 3rd round, pick, which usually those are like the no-brainers. But hopefully Waddle at least earns his 2nd pick, on my squad, but that's been pretty slow as well. So we'll see. But the rest of the team I do like. Chase is finally waking up. I got a good tight end. Lamar's been pretty good. He just has to get some receivers who know how to catch the ball, which apparently is a hard job in the NFL. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I did feel good. I'm in a pretty rough spot right now, 1-4, but staying positive. I was in a bigger hole last year and made a run and was a playoff team. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
It's the right mentality to have.
Yep.
So Brady, What are your thoughts on Brad's team?
My thoughts are he's a quarterback that can compete with mine. He's got running backs that I feel like are performing better currently, for sure. Well, Gibbs is also out this week, so I feel like that hurts your team a little bit. Um, I feel like I know you have Jamar, but I feel like I have the wide receivers where that's where I'm going to need to win, and I feel like I can do that. And the tight end spot as well. I've got a tight end that could keep up. So also your defense though, as I took a sidebar to earlier, I mean that's the key one where it's like you had the Chiefs defense, which you picked up right when I was looking to pick them up like a couple weeks ago when they started like to heat up and they had those matchups. But I mean, they absolutely overperformed, and yeah, that's going to be tough to overcome.
All right, Brad, same question to you. Thoughts on Brady's team?
Yeah, Brady said a lot about his own team during that response, so I'll try to answer the question a little bit more correctly there.
Fair point.
Brady's squad, overall, I do think it's solid. Really good running back depth, solid tight end, who was a great pickup, by the way. I know Brett said he was looking at the Chiefs. My current defense, when I picked them up, it was the same exact thing for Laporta. I was looking to pick him up off waivers. I think it was post waivers or post fab, whatever.
Yeah, it was. Because I've been cheap lately.
Yeah, exactly. Which, hey, is smart. And that obviously worked out for you very well. He's been a stud. The Detroit Lions passing game is great.
It's nasty.
Running game, aside from Gibbs, great. So, yeah, that's a great pickup. However, I do think that Brett's team would be insanely good if he could somehow make like a splash trade to get that Fields DJ Moore stack, and then maybe trade for like Kenneth Walker and like AJ Brown or something. Because if that was his team,
not for trade.
That would be scary if he could somehow pull that off.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, no, I think you got a solid squad. I think it'll be a good matchup overall, but hopefully my team.
You're doing a lot of talking about Nicky's team right now.
Real quick, I want to weigh in.
I guess
I wouldn't trade Fields for Mahomes. Fields has been better. I wouldn't trade Walker for Najee because I'm not fucking insane. And why would I ever trade away AJ Brown? He's one of the best in the league. So that's just my input. Back to you, Brady.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you want to just look at the three players in the trade, yes, I honestly traded you way better players. But if you looked at my situation and my team, I literally had to trade for an Odell-style player because I was trying to have a droppable player. And Najee was not known to be this level of dog shit after week 2. AJ Brown
didn't have him last year.
Had 20 points through 2 games, and I had AJ Brown last year, and he was, pretty underwhelming for me. And I had DJ Moore and Ayuk and Pittman all putting up better numbers through those 2 weeks. And Kenneth Walker and Ramondre were level production, except for the touchdowns that Kenneth Walker had. And so when you look at a guy who gets 15 carries for 40 yards, that's not great. You take away 2 touchdowns, which he's not going to do every week. If you're trying to think about moving forward, I looked at AJ Brown as replaceable. I looked at Kenneth Walker as that was kind of the selling point. And I mean, obviously, if I were to have those players now and you had that roster now, that wouldn't be a deal happening at this point. But if you watch Justin Fields play through the first 2 weeks, like Brandon said when you guys did the trade review, if you watch Justin Fields play, that is not a fun situation that you wanted to be in, where he's struggling to get over 10 points in garbage time and ending with like 14. And you got Mahomes who's putting up 20 as a floor. And whenever he figures out his offense, which, by the way, he's going to go on a roll throughout the season like he always does. And so overall, I wasn't afraid to take the swing because I'm trying to play for a championship. And if it keeps going like it's going, it's not going to work out. But I still have a good team. And I have receiver like.
But wait, there's more.
DJ Moore put up more than Jamar Chase last week on Jamar Chase's best day. So that's a guy who I can fill in for AJ Brown. And I didn't even know I was going to have him because I was like, Ayuk is putting up production that matched and even exceeded AJ Brown at the time of the trade. So obviously, if you want to look at it now, that's a whole lot. It's been hard to watch, and that's why I made the like joke in my Chug video after losing to Brandon, because I would have smashed Brandon if I had my original team, but I didn't know that when I made the trade. And I picked up Jerome Ford.
But wait, there's more.
And to touch on that point, he's going to be good whenever the fuck Deshaun Watson decides to play. He's looking at the schedule like, you know what? Yeah, my shoulder's a little sore. These 49ers are going to be tough. You guys go ahead. Like coming off a bye week, like, come on. When Deshaun Watson comes back, Jerome Ford is going to be a top-level running back.
All right, Freddie.
I do want to tread carefully here.
So I mean, I'm just giving you all of the reasons why I traded him. Plus, Kenneth Walker was on a bye in our matchup, so I wasn't going to have him to play you anyway.
Well, I'm just going to throw out just some additional perspective here, because I don't want to ruin a good relationship here with just like some humor during the matchup of the week. Brady and I have like quite the GM relationship here. We're like, Belichick and John Lynch over in San Fran. Like, we make a trade almost every year, and it seems like it usually works out for both of us. So I appreciate Brady always being willing to take risk. I know Brady appreciates me being willing to take risk and being willing to give up big talent. Like, it doesn't always work out for me, doesn't always work out for Brady, but it's a good GM relationship, and it's something I want to keep going next year, and maybe even again. Like, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to hit you up again and again about Tyreek Hill. Like, we'll see, but I mean, so it's a good relationship.
I do want to come at the other angle too, though, of like, I'm not like, I want the other league owners to know that I'm not like just trying to give away talent either. Like, I'm not trying, because they would probably, like, Brad's coming at the point of view of like, you gave Nicky a fucking team that's going to be hard to deal with, kind of thing. And you can't control that. Yeah, but I also beat him. So if I got destroyed so bad in this trade, and Mahomes put up 19, Mahomes is going to put up more than 19. So my team still has a ceiling. It's still a good team. And I mean, it didn't look like it was going to work out like this in week 2. And you never know, man. The pendulum swings the other way.
I feel like a good quality of a GM is not having a fear about what the other team turns out looking like. It's really about like making a deal because it's going to help Brady, it's going to help me. It's the only way a deal is going to get done. Brady has a hole on his team, I have a hole on my team. We both took care of that to a degree. Like, he needed a quarterback, he didn't trust Justin Fields. So I understand, but like I do think in like retrospect, it really wasn't a bad deal in my opinion, other than Najee just not really stepping up and playing the way he should play, in my opinion. So we got a little off topic here.
But wait, there's more.
The reason why it's turned out bad really is Justin Fields has started playing good football, like turned into a different quarterback. I don't know what they did after week 2, but
yeah, that's what they say.
But he's also played shitty defenses. The first week in the
NFL is always an absolute unknown, because you don't the amount of changeover in coaching staff, players, everything. Everyone expects the Chiefs to be amazing, but maybe they're not going to be in week 1. So that's why personally I would hang on to my top talent at least through the first couple of weeks. But no, you said your piece, and I think everyone's probably falling asleep watching at home. So let's kind of move on.
All right. Well, I think we've asked you both about each other's teams, so I'm going to keep it on Brad here. Who do you think was your best draft pick?
Best draft pick? By far. Let me see, what pick was that? Pick 144, round 15, Devon Achan of the Miami Dolphins was by far my best pick, but I'm a fucking idiot and dropped him before week 1 because he was hurt. The reports were obviously hyping up Jeff Wilson Jr. and other people and Mostert. And then, yeah, he just turns out to be an absolute stud. So, Nick, I know you're probably kicking me for that because that allowed Sam to beat you in another shootout. But, yeah, Devon Achan, I should have just trusted my gut that, he was somebody to hold on to. But hindsight's 2020.
Can I give a shout out to Sam?
I have to give a shout out to Sam because
Yeah.
that was a crazy.
I want to give him a shout out for being one of the 0.4% of players in all of fantasy football to start Devon Achan that week. I do.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
For sure.
We were going into Thursday night football, and he had his guy who was like out. Can't remember who it was, but he was in his lineup. And I was sitting here thinking, like, okay, I get a free 0 from Sam here because he's not going to check his lineup, and then he puts in Achan. Who the hell is that? So whatever. But, seeing 50 points up there from Achan was probably the worst nightmare could have ever imagined that week.
Literally insane. So, yeah, I agree. Shout out to Sam. Good call.
Shout out. All right, Brady, who was your best draft pick?
Is it fair to say my first round pick, or is that cheap?
Your call.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go DJ Moore because he's after that explosion last week.
DJ Moore was your first round draft pick?
No, obviously not. No, I sorry, I said that, and then I kind of pump faked like I was gonna say my first rounder, Tyreek. He's been amazing, but yeah, it's DJ Moore, I would say, because he's been right there, and he came up in a huge way last week, and I needed every single bit of that. So DJ Moore, 4th rounder.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was 4th. I got him before Justin. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have any trash talk for each other? Any advice for your opponent or for other league managers? Anything you want to shout out? Brad, I'll send it to you first.
No, I think I already kind of,
I think you got your piece out
on Freddie's trade. Again, not sure. Actually, yeah, shout out to Nick for studying hypnosis and getting ready to accept that trade. But aside from that, other teams, let's see. Andy, your team is just absolute dog shit. Period. Let's see. Ethan's won a lot of close games, so I have to respect that. But I also feel like the luck might run out there. I also know that you lost Chubb, so I'm not, bashing you for that. But I feel like there's a couple of squads who have better records than they should. And adversely, I think there's a few squads, Brett and mine, if I have to be honest, who I think are worse than they should be. So, overall, I would just say that Andy's team is looking pretty bad. Hopefully he turns it around so he can at least win a couple of games, maybe, and compete with me to avoid last place. At least that's how things are going. So, yeah, it's hard for me to talk a ton of shit right now because my team hasn't really been pulling out W's. So that's all I'll say.
With respect to Brett's team, he had one of those matchups where he was number 2 in the league facing number 1. I think that was the first week of the year where you see the king and then you see second place who just happens to be a loser. So I think Bretty, you're right. Bretty probably should have a slightly better record than what we see here. I feel like my team's one of those teams too, but this isn't about Bretty. Any advice for Brad or other league managers?
Move like water,
Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Be quick to react to things and don't be set in your ways, flow with it. It doesn't always work out, know that, but in the end, you got to take a swing if you want to win a championship. So don't be afraid to do that. Also, I mean, I was looking around to try and trade with some people, just like send a player away for some fab, like just but no one's got any bench spots. Like everybody's rosters are jammed right now, so they can't acquire any players. Especially a lot of people got injured players too. Like if you have 2 IR slots and you have 4 people injured, and that's ruining your bench flexibility. Maybe you want to, move off some of those players. If you need some wins, gotta kind of make some decisions there. But
Yeah, Sam, drop
in general,
Jefferson, dude. He's on IR. Just drop him.
I agree. I would like that.
I'll take him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously not Jefferson, but I mean, if you need some wins and they're out for 4 weeks, like Khalil Herbert, if he goes on IR, like a player like that, what are you gonna stash? You're gonna stash a Khalil Herbert on your bench for 4 weeks? Just when he comes back, man, that 10 points a week with Justin Fields being the RB1, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's true. He actually did go on IR today, so that's funny.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. That's the only one I could think of who went on IR who would be a caliber player that like you don't need to hold on to everybody, especially if you got 4 spots. Like I don't know what Ethan's at. I mean, he's dealing with injuries a lot. I don't know. So, got to get wins, and that's the number one priority. So you got to look at your starting lineup and who you're going to put in there. So,
agreed.
Good stuff.
All righty, folks. I do have a very special surprise for everybody tonight. A special guest who's going to be joining this matchup of the week. Very near and dear to my heart.
Oh, shit.
Please welcome Sam's best friend, Aldi's Nightmare.
Oh!
The 2017 champion. Come on, man.
Is he dropping from the ceiling or something?
Come on, man.
Hey, wakey.
Andy.
Nice cut, dude. Nice haircut.
Thank you.
Wait, how was that a surprise to Matt? What room are you in? Blink twice.
I think he's sitting right
behind the camera.
If I know that living room well enough, he's sitting right behind him.
Oh, you can see all the reflection in the window.
Sniped him.
All right. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you.
How do you? I just want to open it up and ask, how do you feel about your own season so far?
Awful.
Great time to bring him in and ask him that question. That's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's been very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, I understand. 2 last place finishes. Weekly last place finishes.
Yeah. You're getting better at shotgunning.
Yo, maybe we should make a compilation video of the shotguns and send it to Kraken so they can sponsor these videos. Yeah.
We'll make a compilation.
Send it to who? Kraken?
Yeah, that shotgun thing.
Oh, the tool?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the hard liquor, like gross.
No.
Yeah, the tool. That way we can get some like Battle Axe branded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Andy, that's probably the best thing that you've said all night. So at the end of the season, I'll combine all of last year's and this year's and send it to them. Just see what happens. Maybe they'll send me or us a big swag bag. Good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call. All right, Andy. Since we brought you in here, what are your thoughts on the Brady versus Brad matchup here?
Knowing what you know.
I didn't really look into it, but I'm hoping Brad loses.
Do you know who the players are?
Yeah, I know you got. I mean, Jamar Chase is killing it right now. He's the only option with Higgins out, so he's unguardable. Jalen Waddle's on that gifted offense, and they're playing the Panthers, I believe.
Yeah, but I have Tyreek Hill. Who do you think's getting more
Yeah,
points?
that's true. But Mahomes did struggle, but Lamar's kind of struggled all year because his receivers can't catch the ball. So that's going to be
He's going to get
a big
5 or
turning
25.
point. The Chiefs D did well for Brad.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a close one.
Broncos did nothing.
But I'm hoping Brad loses kind of because he's 1-4 like me. So it would keep me kind of close with not finishing last.
Got your back, Andy.
Punishment. So
That's fair. That's
That is
fair.
fair.
keep me somewhat close to you because if you win, I'll probably be 1-5, and the points for just god awful. So just looking worse and worse for me.
All right, Andy. Next question: who do you think would win in a Fortnite 1v1? Brad or Brady?
Oh God.
Probably Brett.
Ooh.
Duh. The dude doesn't fucking stop playing the game. It's been like 8 years.
It'd be a better Brett versus Aldi 1v1.
Would be a good 1v1.
That would be.
We've carried that one out.
I don't know. I feel like non-builds, I think I might have a chance because that's just based on shooters.
Brad's pretty good. I've played with both you, and Brad's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty even. Like me personally, I don't know. I feel like Brady's got the skills, but Brad has like that like calmness under pressure. So I don't know. It would be pretty
Sleight
close.
of hand, dude. The sleight of hand.
It depends. If
I
it's like,
tend to play my worst when it comes down to those situations. So I feel like it would be a struggle and a very well contested match. But
we'll see. I think I would get whooped, but who knows? Maybe Nick's right. I mean, I would obviously have confidence in the moment, but right now I would easily give that to Brady too, for sure.
what do you guys talk?
Cool. Andy, take it away.
All right. I guess I got a special gift for the live audience.
Is he gonna flash us?
Yeah, dude.
Better.
Setting it on the table. Yep.
Yeah, even better.
Well, while you're transitioning, I'll shout out Andy for he said my team was looking scarier after the trade. So appreciate it, Andy.
Yeah, that's because he was panicking to open his beer before he shotgunned it. He had to fill it with something.
Some hot air, yeah.
Where are you going, bro?
Outside. See if I can get.
Oh, he's got a shotgun to do. Okay. Here we go.
Since the video quality was bad and I didn't want to do the Google
You
Doc,
should tilt the screen down and back up so you don't spill it on your computer.
No, do that.
Well, I like this camera
Yeah,
angle.
I kind
It's
of like
actually
the, it's gonna
pretty
feel
nice
like it's
angle.
3D when we get
Look, we're staring
sprayed.
right up at a light. What do you
Dude,
mean?
Yeah, Andy, keep your head in front of that light.
Keep your
there.
head right there.
Stay right there.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
see it.
Yep.
You see it. Oh wow.
I'll move this back.
Take it. Love it. There we go.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking
You
shoot.
can
No.
spill it on your laptop and you're
All
going to
right.
go black.
We're gonna
You know.
coach you through it, whether you want to hear it or not. Take a deep breath here. Just take a
Don't
deep
dump it
breath.
out. Make sure you have the right side tilted up.
Also, drill a hole
Side
as
you
close to the
open,
bottom of the
tilt it
can as you can
Andy, up.
so it doesn't puddle
Andy,
on
the
the other
side,
side.
That
Andy,
side
the
up.
side you have down needs to be pointed up. The other way.
The side that like opens.
No. Bro, we're looking at the fucking sun right now. Can you move your? There you go.
Step closer. Yep.
Tilt
Bang.
it. Tilt it the other way.
Where's the tab?
Other way.
Tab up. Tab side
Yeah.
up. There we go.
Hey.
Dun, 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 dun,
Now put a hole in
dun.
the bottom.
Keep it
Is there a
up.
hole? Is there a
Keep it.
hole in your right thumb, Andy? Andy, is there a hole on your right thumb?
He's got it. Just trust the process. You got
Oh
it, bro.
It's like
Shine
he's
bright.
knocking the ice away from the hole.
Dude, this fucking key sucks.
You put the hole right next to the tab. Wait, what the?
He's got the spotlight on him.
Dude, that's a great angle though.
Turn to your right. Turn to your right.
No, you're good. Right
Block
there.
it out. Block it out. Step forward. Block it out.
15, 16, 17.
Hey, Hey,
hole
hey,
was
dump
kinda-
it.
Dump it over your head.
Yo,
Dump it
us.
over your head.
Wow,
Yes.
dumping it on the fucking.
Oh, off camera.
Oh, he's watering the plants that Aldi hasn't touched in 8 years.
We do know that was a long dump, so
Well, yeah, it was foam, but the hole was kind of small. Fucked it up. Oh shit! I got a little on my fucking computer.
Brady tried to warn you.
I crystal balled that shit. I first guessed it.
That's pretty much it. My team sucks.
good job, Andy. That was a great shotgun.
Worst draft I've ever had in my life.
Hey, well, I appreciate the redemption.
A special announcement here. I have a trade to announce. Revenge Tour, myself, has traded away the rights to Isaiah Pacheco to highly questionable.
Wow.
In return,
The person you're playing.
for the rights to Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
Damn.
So this trade's going to take effect after a matchup, of course, since Pacheco's already played, and I don't see any reason why we would push that through before Sunday. But I think this fills a nice hole for Brandon's team. It's a running back position that he's been really looking at, trying to improve on. It's a guy who has an incredible schedule this year. With you just look at it, it's all green going through for Pacheco. So just a great schedule to look at. And I don't know, I think Devo's a good addition to my team. It's the type of guy who I really, wanted to add here. So
I mean, dude,
Mad at
if
Devontae for last
I,
week. Holy shit!
dude, if I offer a better deal for Pacheco, maybe those rights go to me.
deal's confirmed. Sorry, Andy.
Wait,
Nothing's confirmed.
that ended
until it's
already?
said and
Or
done.
you just you had a handshake agreement with Brandon to do it so you could do it on the show?
Nothing's said and done until it's finalized. It's just like DeAndre Jordan signing with the Mavs and then decided he didn't want to play there.
Yeah,
It's
but that didn't
finalized
work
as soon
out.
as I said it on air.
Yeah.
There's no taking back what's said on air here. So
It was said on air that DeAndre Jordan was joining the Mavs.
All right. It's done, Andy. Jesus.
well, we're gonna send that trade before the Niners game so that there's no weird actions going on with a potential injury or anything and me trying to turn back. So you'll see that you'll see that in the chat Sunday morning, but thought that'd be a fun little announcement for everybody. So
Cool.
we're going to head into our last segment here. We are going to start the Battle Axe Superlatives, which will be kind of like a yearbook where we're voting on certain managers, teams in our league for different categories here. So an example, just a quick example. The first question we're going to have is most likely to win it all. So everyone has a chance. All right. We're going to go Brett, Brad, Andy, me, each question. All right.
Cool.
Each superlative. So first one, I already said it. Most likely to win it all.
Me?
Respect it. Right now, especially after that trade that was just announced, I'm going to go with Revenge Tour, Nikki.
Yeah, I was going to say Nikki before the trade anyway.
Wow. Thank you. I mean, I'm 2-3 right now, but
So am I. So am I, brother.
I'm going to have to say Sam because it feels like one of those years, where it's always a first time winner. I don't know. He's just having one of those years. So
Yeah, we lost to Sean
explain
for
it.
4 weeks.
Lost him.
A Sean, whatever his
A-Chain?
name.
And
Yeah, A-Chain,
He also
whatever.
lost
everyone's
Jefferson.
calling him A-Chain.
Yeah, I know those two injuries
Came
were
out and
tough.
corrected it.
Also, Tua's injury waiting to happen.
All right.
But
Let's
I do
not
like
put
his
that
team.
negativity in the air, Andrew.
Oh
Yo, he's my
goodness.
rival, dude. I can't give
Yeah,
him confidence.
Yeah, true.
What was his first concussion last year? What week?
Jesus. Yeah. Honorable mention for this, though, I will throw out Slug. I think Jake has a very dangerous squad.
The LA Chargers.
Keenan Allen was an incredible draft pick.
Kelsey.
The LA Chargers, the least like
Yeah, he's got
football
Kelsey.
team in the
Yeah.
league.
Yeah,
Tough.
The worst fan base in the league.
All
Cup,
right, what's the
Does
next
he
one?
have Herbert though?
That's a nasty trio. Nasty trio. Is Herbert
He
his
has
quarterback?
Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got the stack.
Dude, get their kicker
didn't
too. What
realize
are you
that.
doing?
He probably has someone else. He probably has Dicker.
He,
Say that again?
how do you not have Dicker?
Isn't that his name, Dicker, the kicker?
It is. It's Dicker. Do you know
And
his
he's got
first
their
name though?
defense,
That's the
and
question.
He's just going full LA Chargers.
All right.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
I've been
run into
hammering
the
that
next
too
one
much
for
though.
the sake of time here. Most likely to get last place. Start with you again, Brady.
I'm sorry, Andy. I don't think you. I know you had a bad draft, and it's hard to dig out of that. And I do think Brad's team is underperforming currently. So I feel like, unfortunately, you are the most likely to finish last place in this league. I know you.
Yeah. I think I have to agree. I'm gonna go with Andy. However, a sneaky honorable mention. I'm gonna say Sprague.
That's who I was gonna say, Sprague.
I think he's one of the teams whose record looks better than the team actually is.
He's had a couple good weeks, a couple bad weeks. So yeah, I'm
3 wins
Sprague
though.
also.
He got a win against me when my entire roster just shit in their pants. And
He got a win against me when
he won with like 81 points or something.
Yeah, lowest
Gross.
league lowest points in a win or whatever.
Yeah, I lost to 89 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Sprague. I think his team is a fluke.
I'm gonna have to go with come on, man. Your team is in rough shape, Andy.
Period. Next
Once
question.
Zach Wilson's gonna come out of nowhere and hit Garrett Wilson.
I look at your lineup.
Aaron Rodgers come back.
There's really not much hope. I think you can potentially save your season if you trade away Derrick Henry for like real pieces that help you. But like
Miles Sanders and Damian Pierce.
Yo, hey Andy, we could talk about that.
Mari Cooper
Michael
too,
and a bunch of running backs on my bench, dude.
Yeah, who? Garbage.
Oh, okay.
All right, next question.
Right. We don't have to talk about it. I'm fine.
Best team name.
I mean, I kind of give that to Andy too. And I mean, if we were running Come On Man on the Monday Night Football to kick us off, I think we might see some of your players maybe show up on there a little bit. Like I think the number, so they do whatever 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But number one on Come On Man is Deshaun Watson deciding to sit out against the Niners. It's like you just came off a bye week where you're medically cleared to play, and you're sitting out. Come on, man! Like they wouldn't even have to show any highlights.
Best team name. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I'm gonna say the Brad News Bears. It's a classic. I've never heard or seen it anywhere else. I feel like a lot of team names in the league are just on Google. Best fantasy football team names. Enter. So yeah, Brad News Bears.
I do like that, but I'm gonna give mine to Nikki's Revenge Tour. Classic name from last year. And, he made a comeback. A little too late, but
Thank you. I didn't think I was in the running. I personally, I gotta say, Come On Man's always been a favorite of mine, but I think Brad News Bears has the best mix of creativity. It was, as I remember, it was chosen during a down season. So it was pretty clever, pretty creative, pretty funny, and it's become a classic. So I think I got to go with Brad News Bears.
Appreciate that. And right now it stands true because my team is struggling. So,
Brady, worst team name.
It's a no-brainer.
Should be more for this. What, you want to say mine as well?
No. Sorry.
Oh no.
I know who Brad's thinking.
I'm gonna go with Sam's.
Team who mustn't be named.
Yeah.
Worst name, I'll say Sprag. I think that's just the default that Sleeper gave him when he typed his name in. It was Sprag's team, and
Oh,
he
that's
just
funny.
he
Yeah,
just
okay.
deleted the name team or the word team.
Is that his team name? Is it just Sprag?
Yeah.
I feel like
Wow.
that's cheap though, because he almost didn't choose it.
Yeah, I was between Sprague and Sam's team, but I'm gonna go Sam's team, team who must not be named. I think it's stupid. And Sam is stupid.
Well, you guys have brought up a couple good ones here. I wasn't thinking about Sprags. I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like it's I don't know, he's the only Sprag in the world, I feel like, so it kind of works in my opinion.
No, Sprague's
Even though you're
on
right, it's
there's
not
a
creative.
Sprague
Maybe
thing
Punch
on
honorable mention, but
highway.
he's got Herbert.
But I probably have to agree that Sam's team name is pretty hard to look at. I'm pretty sure he has it all like lowercase too, which is just horrible. So I don't know. It's just sorry, Sam, but it's not my favorite.
But it's
Sorry, not sorry.
But I do have to give Sam credit because he's a person who has creativity with his name and he has like a cool mascot avatar to match it. So I can't hate on it too much. It's just not the direction I would personally go.
Yeah.
I do like
I'm not hating on the mascot.
That's the play, I think, is that he's trying to be like kind of the villain. He's trying to be, I'm not going to say it, but the character from Harry Potter that starts with a V.
He who must not be named.
Yes, exactly. You nailed it, guys. We figured it out. We cracked the code.
All right.
Boy who lives.
Brady, who's the biggest tryhard GM?
I'm gonna go with Sam here again, and the reason being is because he always when he comes on here, he talks to other people like, oh, they're trying so hard. I saw him make multiple moves, wasn't it? When I looked at the scores after Thursday, I'm like, oh, Sam's been busy. So I'm gonna go with low key Sam.
This one's hard. I honestly have no idea because all of these are, subjective, but God, I don't know.
Dominate yourself.
Nominate myself. I try to win, so sure, I'll nominate myself.
It's fair.
I mean, I'm definitely in the running, but I wanted to for this one. I would say myself, but for this one, I specifically didn't want to because I feel like that's default. But
Andy,
I'm gonna say Nikki.
I'm gonna go with a dark horse here, Jake. I feel like Jake has just come in and replaced like the least try-hard person, Gabe, who was almost like painful to have in the league, but OG, so he earned a spot. But the level of play from Gabe to Jake has just been such an improvement that I'm not saying this as a negative, but he's a good try-hard in the right way. It's a good addition. Brady, who is the biggest NFL fan or fan of like a specific team? Like, who would you say is the biggest fan boy in our league?
I mean, other than myself, I'd have to give that to JP because when I was talking to him on draft day, he loves golf. He had a Rams jersey. He obviously loves the Chargers. I believe he supported another team from previous
Raiders.
loyalty. I feel like JP is a fan of a lot of teams and of the NFL as well. And I just love the Pats mostly. So other than myself, I'd say JP.
Yeah, if this is like in relation to their fantasy team, I don't know if that's where the question's tailored
No,
to.
this, to be specific, this is tailored to like, the NFL as a sport, as a league, or their favorite team. I'm a Pats fan. So my fandom to the Pats or my fandom to just watching football.
Okay.
Couple names came to mind for me when I thought of this.
Who's the biggest? I would probably, I don't know. I guess I would say Andy and Nick. I feel like both of you are equal fans. I think I'm a big fan too, but I know you two have a lot of like historical knowledge of the sport, which is always fun to talk about. So I would say Andy and Nick are tied for me.
Yeah, I was between Nick and Brad, but I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna say Brandon. Huge fan of the Saints. Trash.
That's a good call. Good call.
He played football in college, so
Can't say anything to Saints right now.
I agree. For me, it was between Sprague with the Pats and Brandon with the Saints. But like, I don't know, Brandon. It goes back to high school and just knowing the pain that he went through for years and has continued to go through even through our college years and beyond that with the Saints. So he's a diehard fan. It's his logo. I mean, it's everything I know about Brandon. I think he wears a Saints. I think he has the logo on him every time he joins an episode here. So it just feels like the right choice there.
Honestly, every time I see him, I feel like he has the hat, the beanie, or like the snapback, or a sweatshirt or a shirt. I mean, even during my wedding, people don't know this, but he had Saints underwear on. So
true fact. And
Aldi helped him pick it out too.
All right, next one. Most entertaining matchup of the week star. Brady, who do you think has been the most entertaining matchup of the week star? You can even go back to last year if you need.
I mean, I also want to give it to him because of the beer chugs that he was. You're right. Definitely not Aldi. Don't want to inflate his head too much and make him go even more overboard. So I had to do it, Brad. He goes all out. He did the Stone Cold Steve Austin. So honestly, I want to give it to him just for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, let me look at my big board here. I mean, yeah, Aldi's not a bad pick. He was number 7 for me right after Sprague as far as entertainment value goes. But
okay.
No. Aldi for sure gets my vote. I know he's listening to Andy's laptop right now. But yeah, huge shout out to Aldi. Definitely always entertaining. As he was last week or 2 weeks ago. I know him and Andy did that little High School Musical skit, which caught me completely off guard, but was hilarious. Shout out to you as well, Andy. But yeah, Aldi unfortunately had to shotgun a lot last year, but those were like always very, very funny and entertaining videos. So my vote goes to Aldi as well. Oh, I'll also give an honorable mention for this year, like being the host for all of these episodes, except for this one. Jake and Brandon this year, that was probably one of the most fun episodes I've had, like from a host perspective. They were both very like engaged, and I think the Pokemon draft just was perfect for both of them, and made my editing life like super easy because it was already pretty easy to watch.
All right, Andy's taking too long, so I'm going to give mine.
I was going to say Ethan. I mean, last year he had a couple good ones. The tornado or whatever was hilarious. I guess just some of his videos he was good in. This year's was painful though. Week 1.
So a bunch of names that have already been thrown out. I hadn't really been thinking about Jake, but his like intro episode was pretty awesome. So he gets an honorable mention. I'm gonna give. It's tough. It's kind of between Aldi and Brandon here. Like I kind of like the character that Brandon brings to these episodes with the hat and all that. But I think I'm gonna give the edge to Aldi just because I think he has that showmanship naturally.
Got 3 votes.
As much as I hate him, I'm gonna give the vote to Aldi here.
Duh. See,
all right.
There it is.
Duh.
Smile. Yeah. What's up, Ollie? Bringing the entertainment values always.
You made it into the episode.
Glad you took the gaming headset off for that question.
For the fans at home, I did invite Aldi into this episode, and he gave me a strong, nah, I'm all set. So,
shout
he
out.
made it in. I'm glad he made it in. Brady, last one here. Who's the worst shotgunner in the league?
Or, well, Ethan too, because, I mean, Ethan had a really bad – Ethan let it come back up. And all of my times, other than when I had to do 4 of them at once and run a mile, I've not done that. So me, but if not me, Ethan.
I'll defend Ethan. I know he can slug beers. He was in a tough spot. He literally had like an IPA or a stout, and then a glass bottle, which he was like, "Fuck it, I'll try to tornado it," even though he said he never had before. So I respect that, but I don't think he's the worst. It would be, I mean, I gotta say, Brady. Just, I know Andy's also bad. So I would love for both of you to shotgun like side by side one of these times, but Brady, and again, this might just be from my perspective seeing and editing videos, but the slurping sound, bro, like the amount of times I had to hear that because you're shotgunning it like in the camera, basically.
What are you doing?
And the slurping sound just like gives me the shivers, bro. So yeah, I'll take the 20-second shotgun out of Brady as the worst.
I'm gonna say Sam because he doesn't drink beer really, so he probably sucks at it.
Have you picked Sam for every one?
No.
Oh, that would have been.
I've never seen him really drink beer. Like when we were at Gosha's, he was drinking hard shit in Apple Orchard. So I feel like he's probably would suck at shotgunning a beer. Trash. He'd probably be trash.
I don't know if Sam's even had the shot.
He hasn't.
Yet.
He hasn't.
I don't think I've seen that.
So we need to happen.
Now that I know that he wouldn't want to do it. But the obvious choice here is Brady. I'm sorry, bud, but like
you don't have to be sorry. I already know.
We all had to watch that and
I feel bad.
Watch that with our ears. Like it was just a.
So when I send it over to the one I did last year, I sent it over to Brad, and he's like, "Bro, are you sure you want me to use this one?" And I was like, "Yo, it's a shame punishment. I did a one take. I have to do it." That's what it was.
Yeah, I will. I mean, obviously, respect for you for doing that and just like embracing the punishment. But yeah, I remember watching it. Was like, yo,
it was so bad, dude.
You can like re-record another one if you don't want that. But that was funny.
I felt I should just leave it as what it was. And I made a much bigger hole this time, but I still fucked up because there was some in the left and the bottom side. So then when I went to, I didn't get it all, and I was like, "But if I have to do it again, I'll be better."
Alrighty, guys, and for our official last segment, we are going to be doing a pizza draft of our favorite pizza establishments, whether it's worldwide, nationally, or just in Wyndham or Maine, whatever. So first up is going to be Brady.
All right. With the first pick of the pizza place draft, I'm going to go with House of Pizza. And my favorite was Orono House of Pizza,
nice.
The one up in Orono.
Okay.
So I'm going with House of Pizza. They have them all around Maine. Gorham House of Pizza, like it's House of Pizza and its location. So OHOP was the bomb. The ranch zones, the 830 zones, the large pizza with a free cheese on Monday. Oh, best.
Yeah.
Is that an actual chain, or is that like every town?
It's not a national chain, but it's a New England chain, House of Pizza, and they do whatever town it is in, like as the first letter of the 4. So
I like it. OHOP. That's a good first pick.
Yeah. OHOP did come to mind too. So that's a good pick. My first overall is technically Wyndham's House of Pizza. I have to go with Corsetti's. They have, in my opinion, top tier pizza in Wyndham, arguably in Maine. So whether it's traditional, cheese, pepperoni, slice bar at lunch, basically every day in high school, or like the standard, I'm a big Hamburg pizza guy, and their Hamburg pizza slaps. But it's also kind of a two-headed monster because they make a mean breakfast pizza as well, which whether it's a long night,
So good.
hangover, it hits a spot for literally any of the three main meals of the day. So Corsetti's is my number one pick.
I love it. All right, back to you, Brad.
All right, number two. This is another chain in Maine, but I have to take it. This is Corsetti's is 1A or 1B. Pat's Pizza is the other 1A or 1B. Give me Pat's Pizza, specifically the Wyndham one. I think it's the best because I grew up on it most likely, but their thin crust pizza is bomb. It's different from Corsetti's, but it's very, very good.
The Wyndham sweep. I feel like Pat's is kind of like, depending on the person, you either love it or you hate it. But Brad and I both love it. So I don't know. Pat's would have been number one for me. Ready?
Well, Pat's is good. It's a good pick for sure, but it's not the Wyndham sweep because you guys are forgetting about another chain. Yes, if you're thinking about it, it is Amato's. Amato's Pizza.
Okay.
Amato's Pizza. They're all around Maine. I don't know how far, south they go from there, but Amato's has really nice thick crust. Just have it every week. Just a solid pizza place. Just a couple minutes down the road. Perfect.
That's good
Pazzo
pick.
bread too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking more so like just pizza, but all-encompassing menu. Pazzo bread slaps hard for sure. So yeah, that's a good pick, Brett.
I mean,
Finding
they
out
got
that
pizza,
Amato's-
so it's the pizza place, right?
No. Yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
don't go to Amato's for
legit pick.
sandwiches. That's for sure.
They came to mind for me too. And just weirdly, I don't know if it's other people feel this way, but finding out that Amato's was a Maine only business in the state of Maine was like the biggest shock to my life ever when I realized it's just,
Because
I
you
don't know,
see
it's
them
just
all
so
around.
legit. Not a Maine company.
I know. I don't think I like pieced that together either until, I don't know how old I was, but it was a lot later than it probably should have been because I remember people were posting on social media like, oh my God, my parents sent me a jar of pickles from Amato's. And I was like, what? Like, just go to your local Amato's. But obviously it's a
I mean,
chain.
if you haven't heard about Amato's pickles, they are for sure worth going to Amato's to grab when you get yourself a pizza. And it's right in Wyndham. So if you want to, you don't have to sit down and eat like Pat's. Well, Pat's does have takeout, but
Yeah.
I gotta give a quick
yeah.
shout out to Amato's whoopie pies too. They just are different. They're different. I don't know why, but they're amazing.
Yeah.
I've never had one that matches. Alrighty, Brady. I think this is your third round pick coming up here.
Yep.
Third and final.
And it's a good time to get, I think it's a more national chain in there, but they've also got a Wyndham location, Domino's Pizza. They deliver, so that was clutch. That was normally the main reason why I'd get Domino's is because they were the only place in Wyndham that would deliver. So it was always a solid option.
So you got OHOP, Amato's, and Domino's. That's a pretty good trio. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, not just OHOP. There's other House of Pizzas.
Well, the House of Pizzas, right?
Yeah.
Specifically OHOP, but just saying OHOP, I think, is gonna win a lot of people's hearts.
OHOP, just OHOP rolls off the tongue. It's just
It really does.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's where I was gonna go for sure is Domino's. Talk about a comeback for the ages. Domino's used to be like trash pizza, dude. I remember in Wyndham, that's all we had, like Brett mentioned. And there was nights where my parents were like, "Do we want pizza?" And I think every other place was closed besides Domino's, and then we just audible to a completely different like food cuisine type.
He's trying to throw shade.
No.
They put so many toppings on the pizza, though, that if you get a bacon pizza from Domino, that thing is just, you can't see the cheese.
No, you didn't let me finish. That was back in the day.
I'm sorry.
They were horrible. But as soon as they invented what some might say is, the invention of the century and that garlic crust, madness, goodness, they just elevated their pizza and people were like, yo, this is actually good. And so, I think you have a great pick. That's where I was going to go. I was just highlighting the change in their business model 1,000% saved them. And I think that's why all of us kind of enjoy it now. So good pick.
Great pick.
Is this 3 picks, right? Third and final?
Third and final. Short draft.
Oh, God. Yeah. Freddie snagged that one out of me. All right. I mean, I don't love it, but I think my third pick is going to be somebody who all of us grew up on. So there's going to be a nostalgic piece to it. You go to any birthday party and the table has at least 6 or 7 boxes of Little Caesars pizza on it because it's $5. It's hot and ready. Kids love it. They're going to not complain. Parents only had to shell out like $35 and they can feed a party of 12 to 15. Looking back, I'm jealous because inflation has took that privilege away from us. But Little Caesars slaps still. A lot of people think it's kind of gross because it's so cheap, but I do think it's really not that bad. So I'm gonna go with Little
pizza.
Caesars. Yeah, exactly. It's unique, and I gotta remind myself to not just think pizza. ICB, Italian cheese bread, rivals Pazzo, and honestly might trump Pazzo. We gotta do that side by side.
I don't think I've tried it.
Tell us.
I got to.
I'm telling you, it's bomb. And then they also introduced a deep dish pizza. By the way, this is sponsored by Little Caesars. They have a deep dish pizza as well.
Shut up, Lord ass.
And it's like, it feels gourmet compared to their original pizza because their, OG is just basic, but, does the job. Deep dish, bro, crunchy, like cheesy on the outside of like the almost burnt cheese crust. All right, I'm sweating already. So yeah, I'm going to go Little Caesars with my third and final to close it out.
All right, good draft. So we have Brad with Corsettis, Pats, and Little C's. Then we got Brady with Amados, and that was your second pick. OHOP / House of Pizza, Amados, and Domino's. All right, good drafts. I think those are all good picks. I don't know if I have any necessarily that I would add in as I don't know. I would probably add in a couple here. Like I would add in Slab. I really like Slab in Portland, like the classic Sicilian pizza. Like that's kind of my style here.
Yeah.
Newman's Own Pizza, Frozen Aisle.
Oh, okay.
Newman's Own, their buffalo chicken pizza.
DiGiorno, then.
It's incredible. Other than
I was
that,
gonna say pizza. I mean, Pizza Hut crossed my mind as well as Little Caesars.
Same.
But Pizza Hut closed in Wyndham, so I feel like they might be on the downturn, and they didn't make my top 3.
I think Pizza Hut's dying.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't mention them either. But
I mean, pizza. I didn't really care for the pizza, but they had that like chocolate extra, like the freaking. And I don't know if you guys remember their huge marketing push that they had for it, but when the chocolate dessert like hit, and it was like a group thing too, like they bring out like a whole platter. I forget if it was a cake or I don't remember what the hell it was, but just a chocolate explosion of hot fudge and chocolatey goodness, and it was amazing. I had it one time. I just remember being blown away by how awesome it was, and never was impressed by the pizza, so that's probably why it went under.
Yeah, I remember that was a potential nostalgia play on my team as well as Pizza Hut, just because their lunch buffet. I remember we would go there during like football 2-a-days, which was the worst thing to eat in between 2-a-day football practices. But again, back in the day, I think it was like $9.99 for all you could eat, and they had the breadsticks, pizza, salad. No one ate salad, pasta salads, everything. So Pizza Hut, I think, is an honorable mention, but they are 100% dying.
Rochetta's another good piece of buffet.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, national chain shout out, Papa John's. I haven't seen as many Peyton and Papa John commercials recently.
Because he went off the deep end, dude. That guy went crazy.
That dude did go
really?
crazy.
Yeah. He had like a weird interview. he had the weirdest interview.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days. Living currently in Mark Shapiro should be in jail. He has no pizza experience. He's never been in the pizza category. I would just say, stay tuned. The day of reckoning will come. The record will be straight.
Why not set the record straight now? I mean, what is it about the record that's not straight?
Stay tuned.
And that's the last time I ever saw that guy. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, he had
that died then, I guess. All right.
Mental health.
Are there any other national chains left? I can't think of any others.
I don't think so. But
yeah,
I think you both had good drafts here. Just real quick before we go, I want to just give my opinion on your matchup. Brad News Bears versus Jack's American Pub. I feel like, Brad always seems to figure it out. Like he never ends up in the bottom half of the league, but I'm worried about your team. 7-Eleven's a big shot. He can either get you 40 or he'll get you 9 or less. Lamar Jackson, same way. It's like he gets you 15 or less, or he gets you 40 one week. So
yeah,
Brad can go off any week, but I feel like Brady's team is it's sneakily good this year. He's sitting at 2-3 right now, and honestly could have been better with some better luck. So I'm gonna go with Brady, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brad News Bears does their usual thing here and figures out a way to win.
Cool.
Hey, I appreciate you guys hopping on here. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little different with a new host this time, but if you hated it, your favorite commissioner will be back next week to host another episode. So good luck to everyone this week, and hope everyone has a good week.
Awesome. Thanks again, Nick. Appreciate you hosting. That was fun.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Thanks, guys.